In March 2022, Eric Richins, a father of 3 from Utah, passed away unexpectedly. His wife, Curry Richins, told authorities that Eric had suddenly died after drinking a cocktail. She claimed that it was a tragic accident and expressed her grief openly. At first, the death seemed like a natural, unfortunate event, and the family began to mourn. However, things started to change when investigators began looking deeper into the circumstances surrounding Eric's death. They soon discovered that his passing might not have been an accident at all. The autopsy report revealed that Eric had died from an overdose of fentanyl, a strong drug that can be deadly if misused. This raised immediate concerns about foul play. As authorities dug deeper, they started to question Curry's role in her husband's death. People began to wonder if there was more to the story. While Curry's public statements about grief seemed genuine, some of her actions seemed strange to others. What had initially been seen as a sad, unfortunate event was now unfolding as something far more mysterious and troubling. After Eric's death, Curry Richins did something that caught a lot of attention. She published a children's book called Are You With Me, which was meant to help children deal with grief and loss. While the book might have seemed like a nice way to support others, many people found it strange given the situation. Eric had just died, and some thought it was too soon for her to be writing about loss, especially since her husband's death was now being looked at as suspicious. Curry also spoke openly in interviews about how much she missed Eric and how hard it was to lose him. She shared her feelings of grief and sadness publicly, but her words didn't seem to match her actions. Some people felt that her behavior was not what you would expect from someone who had just lost their spouse. It made people question whether she was truly grieving or if there was something else going on. Her book and public statements seemed to create a sense of unease, and many began to wonder if Curry was hiding something about what had really happened to her husband. The investigation into Eric's death took a major turn when the autopsy report came back. It revealed that Eric had died from an overdose of fentanyl, a very strong and dangerous drug. Fentanyl is often used illegally, and its presence in Eric's system made investigators suspicious that his death wasn't an accident. They started to think that foul play might have been involved. As the investigation continued, authorities uncovered key evidence that pointed to Curry. Surveillance footage showed her buying drugs, including fentanyl, from different sources. This raised further concerns because it seemed like she had planned to poison Eric. Phone records also revealed that she had been making strange calls and had been in contact with people who were involved in the illegal drug trade. The discovery of these actions led investigators to believe that Curry may have intentionally poisoned her husband. They started to question if Eric's death was part of a bigger plan, including possible financial motives like life insurance. The evidence seemed to paint a picture of a well-thought-out crime, and the investigation shifted from an accidental death to a potential murder. In May 2023, Curry Richins was arrested and charged with first-degree murder for poisoning her husband, Eric. The charges came after investigators found strong evidence that Eric's death was not an accident. They believed Curry had deliberately poisoned him with fentanyl. Along with the murder charge, Curry was also charged with possession of controlled substances with the intent to distribute, as she was found to have bought the drugs illegally. During the investigation, authorities also looked into Curry's possible motives for killing her husband. One of the main reasons they suspected she might have planned the murder was a large life insurance policy Eric had. Investigators believe that Curry might have been hoping to receive the payout from the policy after his death. This financial motive raised even more suspicion, as it seemed like she could benefit significantly from his passing. The evidence against Curry continued to build, and the case took a serious turn. Investigators focused on the idea that her actions were premeditated, meaning she had planned Eric's death ahead of time. This led to her arrest and the start of legal proceedings against her. In November 2024, a judge made an important decision in Curry Richins' case. The judge denied her bail, which means she had to stay in jail until her trial begins. The charges against her were very serious, and the evidence that investigators found was strong enough to convince the judge that she should remain in custody. Curry's legal team argued that she should be allowed to go free until the trial, but the judge disagreed because of the severity of the charges and the weight of the evidence. Earlier, in May 2024, Curry faced another challenge in her legal battles. Her defense lawyers withdrew from the case, which means they stopped representing her. They stated that there were conflicts of interest, though the exact reasons were not made public. This left Curry without her original legal team, and she now had to rely on public defenders, lawyers appointed by the court to represent people who can't afford private attorneys. This change added more stress to Curry's legal struggles, as she now had to face the trial with new lawyers who might not be as familiar with her case. In August 2024, a judge made an important ruling in Curry Richins' case. The judge decided that there was enough evidence to move forward with a trial. This meant that Curry would have to stand trial for the murder of her husband, Eric. Curry's defense team will argue that she is innocent, claiming that she did not plan or commit the crime. However, the prosecution will present the evidence they have gathered, which points to Curry's involvement in her husband's death. The trial will be a chance for both sides to present their arguments and try to prove their case. Curry has continued to insist that she is innocent, despite the serious charges against her. She has publicly stated that she will speak out at her trial to share her side of the story. She has claimed that she did not intentionally harm Eric and maintains that the accusations against her are false. As the trial approaches, many people are watching closely to see what will happen next. Curry's statements will likely play a key role in the case, but it will be up to the court to decide the truth based on the evidence presented during the trial. The case of Curry Richins has gained a lot of media attention because of the shocking nature of the crime. People were surprised when they learned that she was accused of poisoning her husband, especially after she published a book about grief. Her arrest was highly publicized, making the case even more well-known. As a result, many media outlets have covered the story, and discussions about grief, mental health, and justice have sparked debates across the country. Some people are questioning how someone could write a book about loss while being accused of causing it, which has raised even more interest. Along with the media coverage, conspiracy theories have also begun to spread. Some people believe that there are hidden details about the case that haven't been revealed yet. For example, some speculate that other individuals may have been involved in Eric's death or that there's more to the story than what is currently known. Others focus on Curry's possible motive, wondering if financial gain or something else led to the tragic event. These theories add to the mystery, and many people are eager to learn the truth as the trial gets closer. The trial of Curry Richins will finally answer many of the questions surrounding Eric Richins' death. People are eager to know whether Curry was truly behind the poisoning or if there is more to the story that hasn't been revealed yet. With so much mystery and suspicion surrounding the case, the trial will be a critical moment in determining the truth. Investigators have gathered evidence, but the defense will argue Curry's innocence, so the outcome is uncertain. The truth about what happened to Eric may soon come to light. As the trial date approaches, both viewers and media outlets are closely watching for updates. The case has captivated many, and people want to know how it will end. Was Curry motivated by financial gain, or is there another explanation for Eric's death? The trial will help answer these important questions. As we wait for the trial to unfold, it's clear that this case will continue to capture attention and spark debate. What do you think happened? Stay tuned for updates as the trial progresses, and keep following the case to see how it all plays out.